Quickstart and Troubleshooting Guide for your WorkHorse 5-gallon rechargeable sprayer from Greenleaf. If you've just purchased your new 5-gallon rechargeable sprayer, here are a few things to consider. This unit comes completely assembled from the factory right out of the box. The sprayer many times will have a charge on the battery from the factory, but it's still recommended to fully charge the battery prior to the first time you use it. It's also recommended to test the sprayer's functionality with water prior to adding chemical. Just add 1 to 2 gallons of water to the tank, flip the toggle switch to the on position, and squeeze the wand trigger. Continue squeezing the wand trigger while the pump primes and liquid comes out of the wand. Once liquid comes out of the wand, simply let loose of the trigger. The pump will automatically build up pressure again before shutting off. Check the unit for any water leaks. And if no issues are found, then you're ready to add in your chemical solution. In this video, we'll cover some common issues and troubleshooting tips so that you can keep your sprayer performing at its best for years to come. We'll cover topics including what to do if it seems like the pump won't turn on, including how to test the charger, the battery, fuse, and switch on your unit. How to troubleshoot if you do hear the pump turn on, but nothing is coming from the wand. And how to change the spray output from a stream spray pattern to a wider fan spray pattern. We'll also cover general care and maintenance tips, like winterizing your sprayer for colder temps and seasons. What to do if you can't hear the pump running. If you turn on your sprayer but don't hear the pump run, that doesn't mean it's broken. Your sprayer features an on-demand pressure pump, meaning that the pump will only run as needed. Your sprayer is equipped with a pressure sensor that shuts off the pump when it reaches a maximum pressure limit. Let's check to see if the pump is already pressurized by removing the unit from the charger and adding 1 to 2 gallons of water. Turn the switch to the on position and squeeze the wand trigger. If the battery is charged and there are no clogs, it should work and your pump should start running. Now, if that doesn't work, let's start with the basics. Making sure the battery is charged. When charging the battery on your sprayer, always make sure that the power switch is in the off position. If the switch is toggled into the on position when charging, the battery may not be taking a charge. We can also make sure the charger itself is working by plugging it into a power outlet. The light on the charger should be green only. Next, we'll put your spray unit on charge and check the following. If you see solid green, it means the battery is fully charged. It can also mean the charger isn't properly connected to the unit, so double check that as well. Solid red means the battery is not yet fully charged. Blinking from red to green means the battery is almost charged, but just needs a little more time. But if it's only blinking red, that means the battery is defective and will need to be replaced. Now, once we've checked the battery, let's check the fuse. To check that the fuse is good, let's look next to the on-off switch for the flip-top compartment that holds the fuse. On newer models, the fuse should be a standard 5-amp mini-blade fuse found in most hardware and automotive stores. Lastly, if the battery is charged and the fuse is good, it could be that the switch is bad. To help us figure out if the switch is defective, let's just take that switch out of the equation. We can directly wire the battery to the pump to help us narrow down possible defects. That way, we'll complete the circuit to see if the switch is the problem. First, empty out the tank. Then locate the suction supply hose on the bottom right side of the sprayer. That way, you can loosen the swivel nut without liquid spilling everywhere. It's also a good idea to be careful not to lose the washer or strainer when you take off the swivel nut. Second, let's remove the 6 screws that hold that back panel to the tank. You'll find 4 of the screws near the axle and the remaining 2 screws on top of the panel, right above the switch plate. Once you have the panel removed, you should be able to see the pump, battery, and wires. Locate where the 4 wires are connected and disconnect them at both points. Take the 2 separated wires that are coming directly from the back of the switch plate and just move them to the side. We won't need either of those 2 for this test. That leaves you 2 wires left, one from the battery and one from the pump. Connect those 2 wires together. If the pump turns on, bingo! You figured out that the pump and the battery are not faulty, and it's most likely just the switch that needs replaced. But if the pump still doesn't turn on, it's more common that the battery's the issue here. What to do if your pump turns on, but nothing is coming from the wand? If you can hear the pump running and turn on, but nothing is coming from the spray wand when you press the trigger handle, try out the following. First, just double check that the tank actually has liquid in it. Second, let's make sure the strainer is free from debris. The strainer can clog occasionally due to hard water, dirt, or grass clippings accidentally getting into the tank, or buildup from the harsh chemicals found in most herbicides. Even if you haven't used your sprayer many times, it's still important to check the strainer because it is fairly common for a substance to form inside the tank that has an egg white consistency. This substance is the herbicide reacting chemically and can form inside the first tank. Empty out the sprayer first by putting it on its belly and draining the liquid. The strainer is located at the bottom right corner of the sprayer where the supply hose connects to the tank. Take off the swivel nut so you can check the strainer, because hard water and harsh chemicals will clog it up. To unclog the strainer, clean it under a water faucet and use a scrub brush to help loosen debris. Make sure to use gloves and safety glasses to prevent any chemicals from reacting with your skin or getting in your eyes. Next, to make sure the strainer and lines are clear, we'll force flush the pump. To force flush the pump, connect a garden hose right up to the swivel nut on the suction supply hose. Then, turn on the water supply and squeeze the trigger on the wand. This should help dislodge any blockages and also help prime the pump. Reassemble the unit and test it out. How to change from a stream spray pattern to a wider fan spray pattern. To change the spray pattern, simply tighten the tip on the wand. Turning the tip counterclockwise will focus the spray into a tighter stream pattern. On the other hand, turning the tip clockwise will spread out the spray into a wider fan spray pattern. Winterizing your sprayer for colder temperatures. Before temperatures drop near or below freezing, it's critically important to ensure that the handle of the spray wand is completely drained of water. The handle comes apart in several different places so that you can drain it. If any water freezes in the handle, it can expand and crack the plastic, causing hairline cracks and compromising the integrity and safety of the spray wand.